On the roads of Mallorca Island interior, I'm testing the brand new Lexus NX. If it looks to you very same as the former one, don't forget, you don't change something that turned out to be a huge success, like the first NX was. And this one is really, really brand new. So many novelties inside, so many novelties outside. Let's check together. And hello, welcome from behind the wheel of the new Lexus NX. The former one was a huge success, although many potential customers resigned after the first drive because it was so too sporty. This one is something like a mix of water and fire. You get a very, very sporty car, sporty in character, and luxurious in the meaning of the suspension, which is very, very subtle, very, very comfy, but in no way wiggy. It's a car you can dream of in this field. Which means, although you have no adaptive suspension here, and you cannot have it, it's still something that you always perceive as a very, very comfortable car. Adding to that the seats, adding to that the ergonomics, the position behind the wheel, the visibility of all gauges, of all tablets, let's call it the real name. It's really almost perfect. I say almost because I cannot fall in love with the head-up display, which is perfect, okay? But its logic, it's completely out of my world. I do not understand it. As we get here, sort of joysticks, virtual joysticks, which can be, but do not have to be, how am I to go here? Okay, this way. Do not have to be connected to functions that you would think of. Which means, okay, I'm a gadgeteer. I love playing with various gadgets, with various gauges and so on. But this one, I do not understand. I don't get the idea, the philosophy. On the left and on the right, you get to choose various functions which are same but different. Okay, let's have a look. I tried to film it. This is how it looks. Sorry, it was not possible to make a better video of it, but this is what you see in front of you, and this is what you have to decide during driving. No, it's not for me. For me, this time is this display. In the basic specification, it's almost 9 inches in diameter. In the top version, it's 14 inches. Bigger than my laptop, MacBook Pro. And what's more, it's a touch display with incredible responsiveness. It's matte. You don't leave any fingerprints on it. It's very quick, very logical, very understandable. You don't get any trouble finding, choosing, and setting the function you need. Very, very good. It's so damn good that me, an iPhone fan, have a brand new problem, because the connectivity here is you get a wireless integration of your iPhone with the system. And for the first time in my life, I'm not going to integrate my iPhone with the system, because what the system offers me is so good, so much better than what I get by integrating my iPhone. Incredible! What's more, the audio system here, the basic audio system here, is already damn good. And the optional one from, of course, Mark Levinson, has 17 speakers, has 1800 watts musical power, and software that changes the cabin of the car into a concert hall, really. A real, pure surround sound. Something that makes my speaking to you here, instead of listening to my music, a sort of sacrifice from my side. What you get in Europe is only hybrids. It can be the front-wheel drive hybrid, very, very close to the one that you find with the Toyota Highlander. 244 horsepower with a regular synergic hybrid drive, Toyota hybrid drive. 2.5 four-cylinder naturally aspirated petrol engine connected with a so-called transaxle, so two electric motors, one as a drive and the other one for steering the transmission of power. And you can choose it with a virtual 4x4, which means an additional electric motor on the rear axle, which is by then almost identical to the Toyota Highlander, but for the NX, Lexus decided to implement the latest version of software, making the function of the whole Synergy hybrid drive much smoother, quieter, and agiler. I just love it. Here I have the top version, which is for the first time for Lexus a plug-in hybrid. So almost the very same hybrid drive, but plus the possibility of charging it from a socket, and much, much more powerful, because you have 18 kilowatt hour energy here in the floor, bringing 309 horsepower. And by calculation, simply mathematical calculation, more than 600 Newton meters of torque, which is of course in the peak. But anyway, this is something that you always have in your disposition. More than 450, actually more than 500 Newton meters is under your right foot always. which brings this car from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 6.3 seconds. Even if you consume all the energy from the batteries, all the energy meaning there's just 20% of it left, you get a very, very efficient hybrid drive costing you just 0.3 of a second, meaning the acceleration 0 to 100 instead of 6.3 goes to 6.6 seconds. And still you are able to drive it without charging like a regular Toyota or Lexus hybrid, meaning the consumption of the fuel will jump from a little bit above 1 liter per 100 kilometers to a little bit above 5 liters. Meaning that whether you plug in the charging cable or not, you are driving a damn fast car with fuel economy like no one else. Then that's something. Although I must say, the head-up display and the induction charger here that is not able to charge my iPhone 12 Plus Max, they do bother and they do enerve me. But apart from these two things, Lexus has made a car that I could use on a daily basis, being at most happy. Thank you. Goodbye.